I am so excited for our service today. Summer Osborne is our special guest. Summer Osborne is our special guest. And today our gathering music is called Begging for Change.
I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. When you look past the hate, 'cause you can't see past your pain. When the words of oppression ricochet through my brain, they wanna take away my freedom, but keep it that way. So I'm begging for change. We hold on so tightly to that which has been, we don't even remember what it is we're pushing against. It's the way they've always done it. It's all they can say. Well, I'm begging for change. I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. Change in the heart, change in the soul, change in the way that we seem to be headed if we don't change at all. I feel I'm losing my faith.
Losing my faith.
That's why I'm begging for change. We carved out a canyon to march towards the light, but some of them want to fill it up with their anger and spite. So I'm reaching out to you, 'cause you know we can't do this alone. Yes, I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. Change in the heart, oh, change in the soul, oh, change in the way that we seem to be headed if we don't change at all. I feel I'm losing my faith.
Losing my faith.
That's why I'm begging for change. I feel I'm losing my faith.
Losing my faith.
That's why I'm begging for change. I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change.
Welcome, you questioners, seekers of truth with a capital T, pilgrims longing for sanctuary, travelers needing harbor from the storm. Welcome those who are holding on by a thread, determined breakers of the chains of loneliness and isolation. You pushed through your fear because something told you that you deserve to belong, and you do. Welcome home. Welcome those who braid ropes again and again and again. You've been there for our siblings just hanging on. You gave them a hand into community and told them they could rest here. Welcome you who seek spiritual and religious community for your children and grandchildren. You entrust your young people here, and we, as a community, commit to nurture and respect them. Welcome children and youth. You give us the gift of your wisdom, your joy, your curiosity, and your trust that we will hold it all safe, and we will. Welcome. Welcome home. How do we make this tender place wider? How do we stretch into a bolder welcome, a radical generosity of the heart? Can we imagine ourselves the stewards and ushers not only into this space, but into our circle of belonging? Can we commit and recommit and recommit to being accountable to one another as an anti-racist, anti-oppressive community that centers marginalized voices, that listens to those voices, especially when what they're saying is hard to hear? Can we be willing to change? We're begging for it. When we break our agreements with one another, can we offer amends? Can we be humble and generous? There is enough grace here. There is, in this place, the possibility of healing, of repair, of making things right within ourselves, between us, and with the wider world. There is, in this place, possibility. Welcome home. My name is Reverend Renee Jansky, and I am your Associate Minister. Unitarian Universalism is a religious tradition that values freedom in religious thought, freedom in all sorts of things. We believe in our connections to each other, to all of life, and to the precious universe of which we are a part. For those of you joining us online, welcome. If you are new to our online services, please check out our website at UUFayetteville.org for more information. For those of you visiting us for the first time, there are white visitor cards in the seat back in front of you. We would love for you to fill that out, and then we can get to know you and keep in touch with you. Later in our service, we will have a time for joys and concerns, but this time we won't come up and drop stones. The yellow cards in the seat backs in front of you are for you to fill out your joys and concerns for this week, and to please drop it in the offering basket. And me and the other leadership will take good care of those this week. If you have a need for hearing assistance, our AV tech, David, can help with that. He's awesome. Children are always welcome in our service, but if they have really deep theological questions that you need to discuss with them, we have a narthex. You're welcome to take them outside, and we have a wonderful staff nursery downstairs. I hope that you will please silence your cell phones. It will not be in the same key as the music today. I am over the moon, thrilled to be joined today by one of my best friends. Yep. Summer Osborne and I have known each other and been making music together since 2010.
Over a decade.
Over a decade. I know. It sounds, makes me...
Because I'm old enough now to
Right.
be able to say that.
Summer has won many, many awards for her music. You will understand why as the service continues, and I hope that you will join me in welcoming Summer today to our service.
Hi. What the what? We got a full house today. It's 'cause you missed me, isn't it? I missed you too. That's why, even though I'm blowed up with allergies, I'm a professional.
That's right. That's right.
And we just work it out. Give each other a little grace. Feel free to move if you want to. Get up and dance. I don't care. Various names with limitless bounds, precarious beginnings from fruitless grounds. I came from the dust and made such a sound as all the garden goddesses had to make the trip down to earth to see what they had in me. Ages upon ages, I studied the laws of life and how love could be supported. In one life I was born and raised an unwanted child, and in the next I was aborted. Oh, grace comes swiftly yet undefined. Oh, you can name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary places she comes. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, with that out of the air. So listen up closely, 'cause I've got a message for you. I've been given the gift of music because music is what people listen to. We all have a common purpose, regardless the hand you've been dealt. You did not come here to fix a broken world. You came here to learn to love yourself. Oh, grace comes swiftly yet undefined. Oh, you can name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary places she calls her. Grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, there are lessons in the calamity. There is beauty in the breaking. There's peace beyond the infirmity. Where there is magic in the making. Strip yourself away from the ways of the world. It is all an illusion, my child. They told you you had to suffer to be sure, when you only have to smile. You only had to smile to be sure. You only have to smile to know. Oh yeah. You only have to smile. You only have to, yeah. Grace comes swiftly, yes. Undefined. Oh, you can name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary places she calls her. Grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh,
morning, everybody. I'm Jules Taylor, and it is so awesome to see a full house, and it's well-deserved to get to see these fabulous women. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite you to say the words as I light the chalice. Love is the spirit of this community, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in truth, and to help one another. Thus do we covenant together.
Oh, thank you, Jules. So I've been bragging to Summer about Spirit of Life and what a wonderful national anthem we UUs have. And I thought that we could turn around and sing for her today. Yes. I know.
That's never happened to me before.
Just wait until you hear us sing As I Am. Don't we sing As I Am as a hymn sometimes? Yes. And Summer wrote As I Am. This is that person. And so anyway, please rise as you are able, and let's sing Spirit of Life. So pretty. One more time. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind. Rise in the sea. Move in the hand. Giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close. Wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me. Come to me. Aren't they great? Yeah, they're great.
It only makes sense
Yes, they're
that if Renee Jansky is the reverend of a fellowship, she's going to turn it into a choir. Those dots connect. Right.
It is a ritual on Sunday mornings in our fellowship that we take up an offering. It is good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We know that it is through pledges that we build our budget and fund all of our yearly programs, pay our staff, finance the comfort and beauty of our buildings, and so much more. And we know that we could easily submit these pledge checks or click the donate button anytime, and of course that's fine. But the ritual of passing the plate during our Sunday service makes a community expression of thanks for the blessings of abundance, to visibly bring in the harvest at this most cherished hour of our week, the most cherished hour of my week. Our offering says that the act of giving is essential to our spiritual well-being, as anything else we do here on Sunday mornings. The morning offering will now be given and received in the spirit of grateful fellowship. Okay. The river.
I am so lucky to be playing with you, with like really, really good musicians. And we just put it together. If you notice, everybody's like switching out instruments because they're awesome. Oh, it makes me so happy.
I book you for the compliments. Not really, just kidding.
However you got to do it, boo. I don't care. It's all true. You can't change the course of the river. The river knows well where to go. You can't stop the tides. It's like trying to fight with the moon and gravity's pull. No, you can't change the course of the river. The river knows well where to go. And you can't stop the way the night turns into day, 'cause time ain't got nowhere else to go. Breathe slow, let go. Be here now. Let your downpour guide you through the sound. Way your body moves, it's how your spirit just knows. Sometimes it's crazy, and sometimes it's lazy, but either way, you can't stop the flow. No, you can't change the course of the river. The river knows well where to go. You can't stop the tides. It's like trying to fight with the moon and gravity's pull. No, you can't change the course of the river. The river knows well where to go. And you can't stop the way the night turns into day, 'cause time ain't got nowhere else to go. So breathe slow. Oh, no. That's you, JG. Oh, yeah. It's the way your body moves. It's how your spirit just knows. Sometimes it's crazy, and sometimes it's lazy, but either way, you ain't gonna stop the flow. Oh, yes, you can't change the course of the river. The river knows well where to go. You can't stop the tides. It's like trying to fight with the moon and gravity's pull. No, you can't change the course of the river. The river knows well where to go. And you can't stop the way the night turns into day, 'cause time ain't got nowhere else to go. So breathe slow, let go. Be here now. Oh, thank you. I'm not used to having people with me to do that, and I almost missed your solo, Gingy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Evolution. Oh, yes.
But you gotta talk about it.
Right. So, the theme today is transcendence, yes?
Yes.
Transcendence. We are in the middle of evolution as a species, I think. And transcendence is this idea of expansion, right? Where we let go of what isn't working, obviously, and support the best of what is. So a spiritual revolution, which is my whole platform, is the idea that we can grow, expand, and transcend into that. But that requires us to reassess everything we thought we already knew. Reassess everything we thought we already knew. You know, our most modern train uses a standard gauge, or track width. It's used as an American standard because the British moved over here and built the railways, and it was a British standard. Well, the British made the gauge that size because they already had the carriage tooling to make that axle size. And carriages were sized for because then British roads used to be Roman roads. Chariots made those grooves. And chariots were sized for 2 horses. So our most modern transportation cannot escape what was perfect for 2 horses. Just like our thoughts and thinking is shaped by old thoughts and thinking. And we continue down millennia-old ruts without even realizing that the reason for the rule has changed. So, good and bad, right and wrong, these are words made up by people that we attach qualities to. And these qualities change over time and space, from culture to culture, from generation to generation. And at some point, you've got to acknowledge that truth is fluid. You know, I could just say whatever that... Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong fritz. I was like, what is going on? I swear I took 2 ADHD meds today. You know, I could just say whatever the hell I want, or I could shut my mouth. Mama said, if it ain't nice, it's a better idea to just think twice. It's your First Amendment, girl, but don't wear it out. It's the acquisition to the proposition built up of the politics and peace as a full-time religion. And no offense, but there's no sense in calling it God. When you call a church a building, the consequence of filling it up with people willing to buy out what you're selling is you won't get no Jesus at all. Oh, you won't get no Jesus at all. We need an evolution, revolution for the love of love. A new constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to, 'cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Make me feel like a superstar. You are a superstar. And I watch us do the same things over and over again and make a mess of it. Mama said, what's a probable cause? Stop beating your head against that wall. It's not about where you fell, it's where you slipped. And the problematic issue with nomadic inquisition is it makes you rigid to the love already given. So your projections are misassigned and self-fulfill. When the spell that you've been under crashes with the thunder, you stop to look around and it makes you wonder, why have you been running uphill? Oh, and why do you keep running uphill? We needed evolution, revolution for the love of love. A new constitution, a proclamation for, great job, with a self-imposed tale of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when you tell me not to, 'cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Yeah. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not judge, it is not blind. I was lost, but now I see real love comes from me. We needed evolution, revolution for the love of love. A new constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to. I love my life. Then your wish comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. You know, all my songs and shows, I usually have this beautiful, thought-provoking, whatever introduction, and it usually just, it's rote, right? Like I've memorized it, and I woke up this morning and I was like, Transcendence. What? Because, I don't know, I'm just, this authenticity. Okay, here we are. My family and I are going through something really, 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 really hard that I never thought I'd ever experience, and it overtakes everything in me all of the time. And while I know logically everything will be okay, my body is not responding to that logic, right? And so my first instinct always, when it comes to family and when I feel like I'm being, it's threatened, is to fight. Fight, fight, fight! Yeah, I'm a Leo. But I can't. Because I know different now. I know better now. And once you know what doesn't work, you can't go back to not knowing. You can't go back to dumb. You can't go back to ignorance. It's there. And so we are where we are, and that's okay, because that's where we are.
That's right.
And I want to, and the best thing for me was to come here this weekend with my siblings. Thank you. Keep reading, man. So, I'm just going to let Spirit do it.
That's right. That's right. That's it. That's all you can do.
That was the best advice. I did a festival, years ago, 100 years ago, and Ginger, I was spent. It was our festival, like at my house. It was a whole musical festival, and I was supposed to end out the night, and I had nothing left. And I was like, I can't do it. Forget it. I don't even want to do it. I have nothing for them. And Ginger came up and hugged me, and I said, I can't do it. She's like, that's okay, then don't. And I was like, well, that doesn't feel right either. And she was like, no, you don't do it. Let Spirit do it. And I was like, okay, let's try that. So I'm just going to let Spirit do it.
That's right.
Because, look, I forget about this power of Spirit and my own power and how, I don't consider that in times of when I'm emotionally charged. I have a hard time grasping that. And so I wrote this song to remind me, and you, that we have all the tools we need.
Yes.
Things are hard. Life is hard. But we can do hard things.
Yes.
We can, because we have already.
That's right.
And this is not going to annihilate me.
No.
It is not going to result in an untimely death.
No.
Like, it's not that. So, Summer, breathe. Stand in your truth.
That's right.
Keep your integrity. And it's going to be okay. Right?
That's right. Let the church say glory. Glory.
Glory.
Thank you for modeling
You guys are getting me in my feels. I don't know what to do with it.
Let's play this song.
Let's do it. Water rolls downhill, seeking its own level, never asking why it cannot defy the gravity. The soil beneath the surface knows the purpose of the rain, the beauty in the balance of Mother Nature's way, moving, changing, growing, always ever knowing it owes nothing to the world, but just to be. The leaves fall when they're supposed to fall. Roots are where the growing begins. Has it ever occurred to you that you are powerful beyond all measure? Has it ever occurred to you that you are beautiful on many levels? Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking faith outside yourself when all the love you need is, all the love is right where you are? The planets and the sun circling in space, using one's own gravity to hold another in its place. I wonder if they know their path is a part of the whole thing. The whole thing. Fall in love with being, fall in love with growing, fall in love with life itself, and you'll know what I mean. You are not alone. No, you are part of everything. Has it ever occurred to you that you are powerful beyond all measure? Has it ever occurred to you that you are beautiful on many levels? Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking faith outside yourself? All the love you need is, all the love is right where you are. We made a fight with mighty power and a pure love. The same atoms and the molecules of stardust. Think about these things and how they're made and how you can trust. Rhythm of the universe, the synergy of love. Expand into the possibilities that you can amplify. Your purpose in this life and how you're more than qualified to multiply the way that we can change the universe. Write the story differently, how we were made to unify. Ha! It's time to rise. Hey! It's time to rise. Hey! It's time to rise. Has it ever occurred to you that you are powerful beyond all measure? Has it ever occurred to you that you are beautiful on many levels? Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking faith outside yourself? But all the love you need is, all the love is right where you are. Oh, 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 yes. Do 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 do, tweet out, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. And in full transparency, I have this song that goes with this whole transcendence thing called Letting Go, which was so important, I thought, to the message. I wrote the song. I've played it 1,000,000 times. And today we go through it, and I'm like, I can't remember how to do it. And I know that that's where I'm struggling, is letting go. And so I sit down at the piano, and the universe is like, well, you haven't. You haven't. And so I think that that's part of it. So I'm going to change the song in the program. It's not going to be letting go, because clearly I haven't. And if I haven't, why would I encourage you to do it, hold you to a standard that I can't even do myself? Right, for now. For now. Like, we're working through it, processing. Transcendence is painful. You know, change is hard and painful. But there's a kind of pain that issues warning, like we need to fix something. And there's a pain that is necessary to issue a new birth. And you just know it's going to be painful, but here we are. It's the labor pains of a completely different birth. And so I think that's where I am right now. And I think that there are a lot of us. I don't know, raise your hand. Are you going through some crap right now? Right. Look, that's why we came here today, right? Because we can get our cup filled here. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to perform for you. I'm here to get my cup filled. I need it. I live in Vandalia, Illinois. Population 7,000. And that includes the inmates at the correctional center. It's very small and conservative. I'm very not.
You're welcome here. You're welcome here.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, I know that. That's where the Unitarian Universalist Church is the first church I ever experienced that I had no idea these places existed. I was raised Southern Baptist. Ooh. And then they kicked me out. Literally. Told me, listen, we can't have this. Please go and don't come back until you're not gay. Clearly I didn't go back.
Come here, because you're gay.
I know. Yeah. And I spent so many years being angry about church, and I wouldn't step in one unless it was like a funeral for a family member that I really, really loved. Not even the ones that I was like, well, I saw them on Christmas. You know, like, that's enough. You know, like, I don't remember what I was talking about. Okay. So sorry. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I am not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I am not the only one. I hope someday you will join us. The world will live as one. This is humanity, this is the human race. We're all in this together. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, imagine, 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 imagine if we let go of fear. Ooh, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I am not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Should I, a little intro. Yeah, okay. So, Transcendence, supporting what is working, letting go of what is not working. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, as long as the wheel's still working. We don't have to destroy all the foundations of who we are in our communities. It's just letting go of what is not working and supporting what is the best of what is working. But the transcendence is hard because we have to change ourselves. We want to push things on other people. It's like, change, do this, do that. You can't do this to them. But we have to change ourselves. We have to transcend our beliefs and ideas about everything. Gender. Transcend our beliefs about gender. Transcend our beliefs about sexuality. Transcend our beliefs about education. It's going to be a big change, you know? But I'm telling you, change is happening. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether or not you approve. One of two things will happen. You will either walk with it mindfully, or you will be dragged. Like, it doesn't wait for anyone. So if we want to tip the scale in favor of life itself, we have to understand that we don't have to agree on all the details in order to be moving in the same direction. Do not confuse unity with uniformity. The way that we're going to get through this is with our power of choice. My favorite quote, Viktor Frankl, between every stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies our power. So, what is your choice? Will you be a light? Or will you be a vacuum? What is there wrong with?
No, we're getting
Got it.
We're getting close on time.
Feel a burning in your chest. You know you're different. Oh, the rest. And sometimes it makes it feel like you could cry. When you're looking at the world through the heart that's on your sleeve, rather than your saline eyes. And sometimes it scares you to death.
Yes.
And sometimes it stops you in your tracks. Sometimes it makes it feel like you're pushing for nothing. But then everything gets quiet and the world moves in slow motion. And that little voice inside you whispers, do something. This is your call. You're called to be the one. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. It's great. The one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver. You will stand tall. You will be brave. Oh, God. You gotta be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call. Yeah. This is your call. Oh, yes. You hear the thunder in your voice. You know you have no other choice but to open up your mouth and just let it fly. When you look down at your hands and you know the best laid plans are the ones that push you up from deep inside. And they'll try to make you believe, but you cannot question what you see. That you should just lay low. But no one's ever sown a seed without breaking up the ground. And no one's ever made history by settling for status quo.
Go ahead.
This is your call. You're called to be the one. The one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver. You will stand tall. You will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call. Yes. Here we go. be the change you want to see. Wear what makes you feel good, take who you want to prom, and I will sit with you till there's liberty and justice for all. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. You're able, you're willing, you're strong. You are able, you're willing, you're strong. This is your call, yes. This is your call, yes. This is your call. This is your call. This is your call.
I don't know what it is, I'm sorry.
That's okay. This is your call. We're musicians. This is your call. It's like, ah! This is your call.
So, yes. Yes. Before our final hymn, I want to make sure that you know that this is Summer Osborne and this is Ginger Doss. These are our players today. Yes. And if you will, please rise as you are able in body or spirit, and let's sing As I Am.
Wait! Oh
Yes.
my gosh, y'all. I get it. Oh, ADD. I know.
They love this.
I know. I can't wait. But what happens sometimes is when I hear it and I love it, like I lose all muscle control and it's like, oh, God. And then everything stops. So I'm going to do my best. All right, okay. Nate's got my back. The only church where you'll find a reverend with a collar and a fishnet stockings.
You better stop it.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Like, this is life. I am here. I am whole as I am. I am saved. I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole as I am. Nothing can illuminate the darkness like a serenade. Nothing can make peace like a song. We've got a ways to go, but then we're closer than we've ever been. So let's walk together on and on. I love you. I am here. I am whole as I am. I am saved. I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole as I am. I propose a family that looks a lot like you and me. including all the people that we love. Then we'll take a photograph of everybody as they laugh and put it in the book entitled Us. I am here, I am whole, as I am. I am saved, I am loved, as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole, as I am. May seem just like a song, may seem just like a thought, but it soon will take hold and become a truth that's taught for generations,
Generations.
and generations,
And generations.
and generations.
Generation.
I am here, I am whole, as I am. I am saved, I am loved, as I am. Oh, just as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm so grateful. I'm as perfect as can. There is nothing wrong with me. I am here. I am whole, as I am. Do just as I am.
one more a cappella.
Okay. I am here. I am whole, as I am. I am saved. I am loved, as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole, as I am. Oh, just as I am. I am here. I am whole, as I am. Oh, gosh.
Great singing, congregation. Great singing. Great singing.
It's official. This is my favorite church.
Yes, we're your favorite church. Yes, yes, yes. Jules is going to extinguish our chalice, and while she's heading up to the podium, we are going to basically skip announcements, except to say that for those of you that signed up, today is the Being UU class right after service. Well, not right after service, about a few minutes after service. And Poetry Sunday is April 7th, so please email me. My email address is on the back of the order of service, the poem that you would like to recite or have memorized and read. Okay, and then Jules will extinguish our chalice.
Everyone, please recite these words with me to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Okay, so we did have some closing words, but it is time, and so we will go to the postlude, if that's okay. Begging for change.
Right.
So this is my favorite one. And I know that those of you that have children have to get your children right now. I understand. But go in peace. I hope you enjoyed today's service and know that, gosh, you're just loved. You're loved.
Standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. When you look past the hate, 'cause you can't see past your pain. When the words of oppression ricochet through my vein, they wanna take away my freedom, keep it that way. So I'm begging for change. We hold on so tightly to that which has been. Don't even remember what it is we're pushing against. It's the way they've always done it, is all they can say. So I'm begging for change. I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. Changing the heart, oh, changing the soul, changing the way that we seem to be headed. If we don't change it all, I feel I'm losing my faith. Losing my faith. That's why I'm begging for change. We carved out a canyon to march towards the light, but some of them want to feed it up with their anger and spite. So I'm reaching out to you, 'cause you know we can't do this alone. Yes, I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. Changing the heart, oh, changing the soul, oh, yes. Changing the way that we seem to be headed. If we don't change it all, I feel I'm losing my faith. Losing my faith. That's why I'm begging for change. I feel I'm losing my faith. Losing my faith. That's why I'm begging for change. I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change.
Summer Osborne, everyone. Thank y'all so much for being here. Okay, hugs. Hugs.